Hello everyone, welcome to Premier Math. Today we are going to discuss some important math problems on average based on previous year SSC questions. We'll be solving these questions using speed matrix. So let's start our session. Our first question is:
Three math classes X, Y and Z take an algebra test. The average score of class X is 83, class Y is 76 and class Z is 85. Average score of class X and Y is 79 and class Y and Z is 81. What is the average score of class X, Y and Z together? Here, class X average score is 83. Class Y average score is 76. Class Z average score is 85. Now, class X and Y together average score is 79. X and Y together average score is 79. Now, class Y and Z together average score is 81. Class Y and Z together average score is 81. Now, you can see we can use the alligation method to find the ratio of X and Y and Z. If I am taking the ratio of X and Y, take these three, that is X and Y together average ratio is 79, which means if I am using the alligation method, take the difference between 83 and 79, which is equal to 4 right here. Now, difference between 79 and 76 is equal to 3 right here. Now, 3:4 is the ratio between X is to Y. Now, take the ratio between Y and Z. That is, take 76, 85 and 81. Here, difference between 81 and 76 is equal to 5. Now, difference between 81 and 85 is equal to 4, which is common here. So, 4:5 is the ratio between Y is to Z. Here, 4-part ratio is common for both the cases. Now, X is to Y is to Z ratio is equal to 3:4:5. Here, X is 3-part, Y is 4-part, Z is 5-part. Then, if I am taking X average as 83, which means 3-part average is 83. So, I write 3-part instead of X. Now, 4-part average is 76. Y is average is 76 means 4-part average is 76. Now, Z average is 85 means 5-part average is 85. Now, X, Y, Z together is 3 plus 4 plus 5, which is equal to 12 parts. So, X, Y, Z average is equal to X, Y, Z average is equal to, if I take 80 as common average, here 85 is plus 5 greater than 80 and 76 is 4 less than 80 and 83 is 3 greater than 80. Now this plus 3 extra average is for this 3 parts. So plus 3 into 3 is equal to plus 9. Now this minus 4 extra average is for this 4 people. So minus 4 into 4 is minus 16. Now this plus 5 extra average is for this 5 people. So plus 5 into 5 is plus 25. 5 people means Z is 5 parts. So I'm just assuming it as 5 people. Now here total is 25 minus 16 is plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 is plus 18. That is total is 18. So extra 18 marks. So this extra 18 marks should be equally distributed to this 12 people. That is for X, Y and Z. So 18 by 12. Now 6 goes 2 times in 12 and 6 goes 3 times in 18. So 3 by 2 is 1.5. So 80 plus 1.5 is 81.5. 80 plus 1.5 is 81.5. So option A is your answer.
the average age of class of 65 boys was 14 years. The average age of 20 of them was 14 years and that of another 15 was 12 years. Find the average age of the remaining boys. Here, Total number of boys in a class is 65 and average age of the 65 boys is 14 years. So average age of 65 boys is 14 years. Now out of the 65 boys, 20 boys averages 14 years. Out of the 65 boys, 20 boys averages 14 years and 15 boys averages 12 years. 15 boys averages 12 years. Now we need to find out the average of the remaining boys. Remaining boys are total 65 means 20 plus 15 is 35. So remaining is 30 boys. Now here class average is 14. So if I take common average as 14, now you can see we need to find out average of 30 boys. So we need to subtract certain average from this 14. Now here 12 is minus 2 less than 14. This minus 2 extra average is for this 15 boys. So minus 2 into 15 is equal to minus 30. But this minus 30 should be equally distributed to this 30 boys in order to find the average. So minus 30 should be equally distributed to this 30 boys, which is equal to minus 1. So this minus 1 should subtract from this 14. So minus 1. 14 minus minus 1 is 14 plus 1, that is 15. So option D is your answer. In a class of 100 students, there are 70 boys whose average marks in a subject is 75. If the average mark of the complete class is 72, then the average mark of the girls is. Here 70 boys average mark is 75. 70 boys average mark is 75. And average mark of complete class is 72 and there are total 100 students. So 100 students average mark is 72. 70 plus 30 is 100, which means there are total 30 girls and we need to find out the average of this 30 girls. Here 30 plus 70 is 100 and total average is 72 and boys average is 75 means girls average must be less than the total average 72 because boys average is greater than the total average. Now if I take common average as 72, the 75 is plus 3 greater than 72. So this plus 3 extra average is for this 70 student. So plus 3 into 70 is equal to plus 210 marks. Now this plus 210 marks should be equally distributed to this 30 people. We are finding the average of girls. So this plus 210 marks should be equally distributed to this 30 girls. That is 210 by 30. Now 30 goes 7 times in 210. Now 72 minus 7 is equal to 65. We have to subtract the 7 from 72 because boys average is greater than class average means girls average should be less than the class average in order to balance it as 72 total average. So here option A 65 is the average mark of girls. A man bought 13 articles at rupees 70 each, 15 at rupees 60 each and 12 at rupees 65 each. The average price per article is. Here 13 articles average price is rupees 70 and 15 articles average price is rupees 60 and 12 articles average price is rupees 65. Now we need to find out average price per article. So total articles are 13 plus 15 plus 12, that is 40. Now if I take 65 as common average, then 60 can be written as 65 minus 5 and 70 can be written as 65 plus 5. Now here 65 is common average for all these three. Now I took 65 as common average for this 40 articles. Now here extra is plus 5 and minus 5. So this plus 5 extra average is for this 13 articles. So plus 5 into 13 is plus 65 rupees. Now minus 5 extra average for this 15 articles. So minus 5 into 15 is equal to minus 75 rupees. Now here difference between these two is equal to minus 10 rupees. So this minus 10 rupees should be equally distributed to this 40 articles. So minus 10 by 40, which is equal to 1 by 4 is 0.25. So 65 minus 0.25 is 64.75. So option B is your answer. That is average price per article is 64.75. You can also calculate this using
60 as common average. Here 60 is the common average. You can also calculate using 60 as common average. Either way, your answer will be same. A library has an average of 510 visitors on Sundays and 240 on other days. The average number of visitors in a month of 30 days starting with Sunday is. Here, starting with Sunday means definitely there are 5 Sundays in that month. That is, if it starts with 1, 8, 15, 22 and 29, these dates are Sundays. So total 5 Sundays. Now, the average of Sundays is equal to 510. Now, average visitors on other days is equal to 240. Other days means total 30 days. So, 25 plus 5 is 30. So, other days are 25. Now, average of 25 days is equal to 240. Now, we need to find out the average visitors in a month of 30 days. 25 plus 5 is 30. Now, average of 30 means here 510 can be written as 240 plus 270. Now, you can see 240 is common average. So, take the common average 240 for this 30 days. Plus, extra average is 270. So, this 270 extra average is for this 5 days. So, 270 into 5 is the total extra visitors. This extra visitors should be equally distributed to this 30 people to find the extra average. So, 270 into 5 by 30, which is equal to 30 goes 9 times in 270. 9 into 5 is 45. 45 plus 240 is 285. So, option D is your answer. Mahesh buys 3 shirts at an average price of rupees 1250. If he buys 2 more shirts at an average price of rupees 1450, what will be the average price of all the 5 shirts he buys? Here, average price of 3 t-shirts is equal to rupees 1250 and average price of 2 t-shirts is equal to rupees 1450. Now, we need to find out average price of all the 5 shirts. Here, common average is equal to, here 1450 can be written as 1250 plus 200. So, here common average is 1250. So, take that common average for this 5 shirts. Now, extra this 200 average is for this 2 shirts. Now, 200 into 2, that is 400 rupees. This extra 400 rupees should be equally distributed to this 5 shirts. So, 400 by 5, which is equal to 5 goes 80 times in 400. Now, 1250 plus 80 is equal to 1330. So, option B is your answer. The average of 30 result is 20 and average of other 20 result is 30. What is the average of all the result? Here, average of 30 result is 20 and average of 20 result is 30. Now, we need to find out the average of all the result, that is 30 plus 20, 50 result. Now, here 30 can be written as 20 plus 10. Now, the common average here is equal to 20. So, take the common average 20 for this 50 result. Now, the remaining is plus 10. This plus 10 is for this 20 result. So, multiply it with 20. That is 10 into 20. Total is 200. This total extra 200 should be equally distributed to this 50 people. So, 200 by 50. 50 goes 4 times in 100. Now, 20 plus 4. 24 is the average of 50 results. So, option A is your answer. Here, this extra 10 is the average. Now, this average should multiply with the 20 result. Now, 10 into 20 is the extra 200. This 200 should be equally distributed to the 50 people to find the extra average. So, 20 plus 4, 24 is the total average. Now, next question is, in a class, there are 32 boys and 28 girls. The average age of boys in a class is 14 years. And the average age of the girls in a class is 13 years. What is the average age of the whole class? Here, average age of 32 boys is 14 years. Now, average age of 28 girls is 13 years. Now we need to find out the average age of the class, whole class, which means 32 plus 28, total 60 students in the whole class. So average of 60 students is equal to, here 14 can be written as 13 plus 1. So 13 is the common average. Now extra is the plus 1. This plus 1 age is for this 32 boys. So multiply it with 32. So 1 into 32. This extra age 32 should be equally distributed to the 60 people. So 32 by 60, which is equal to 4 goes 15 times in 60 and 4 goes 8 times in 32. Now 8 by 15 is 15 goes 5 times in 80, remaining 5. So 15 goes 3 times in 50. So 13.53. Option D is your answer. Here 14 is 13 plus 1. Now common average 13 is taken for 60. Now extra is plus 1. This plus 1 should multiply with 32 because plus 1 is the extra average. This average should multiply with 32 boys. Now total ages, extra total ages plus 1 into 32, 32. This extra age 32 should be equally distributed to this 60 people. So 32 by 60. The average of 18 observations was calculated and it was 124. Later on, it was discovered that 2 observations 46 and 82 were incorrect. The correct values are 64 and 28. The correct average of 18 observations is, here average of 18 observation was calculated as 124. Now, while calculating this 124, there was a mistake. That is, they ended incorrect values 46 and 82 in place of the correct value 64 and 28. So here 46 and 82 were incorrect values. Take the sum of it. Here this is 128. Now the correct values is 64 and 28. Take the sum of it, which is equal to 92. Now you can see, when they calculated average with 128, average is 124. So when you calculate average with 92, the average will decrease. So you should subtract certain number from it. Now take the difference between true reading and false reading. 128 minus 92 is equal to 28 plus 8, 36. Now 36 is the difference in reading. Now subtract 36. But this 36 should be equally distributed to this 18 people. That is 36 by 18. So your answer is 18 goes 2 times in 36. 124 minus 2. 122 is the correct average. So option B is your answer. Now next question is, the average weight of a group of 50 girls was calculated as 58 kilogram. It was later discovered that weight of one of the girls was read as 45 kilogram, whereas her actual weight was 65 kilogram. What is the actual average weight of the group of 50 girls? Here, average weight of 50 girls was calculated as 58 kilogram. So, for 50 girls, 58 kilogram is the average weight. Now, one of the girls' reading was incorrectly entered as 45 instead of 65. So, here 45 is the false reading and 65 is the correct reading. Now you can see, when they ended 45, the average is 58. So when you enter 65, the average will increase. So you should add certain number. So take the difference between true reading and false reading. Here difference in reading is equal to 20. Now you should add this, but you should equally distribute this 20 to this 50 people. So 20 by 50. Which is equal to 2 by 5 is 0.4. So 58 plus 0.4 is equal to 58.4. So option B is your answer. Next is, the average marks of 18 students in an examination were 60. It was later found that marks of one student had been wrongly entered as 63 instead of 36. The correct average is, here average of 18 students was 60. Now, one student's marks were wrongly entered as 63 instead of 36. So here 63 is the incorrect reading and 36 is the correct reading. So when you calculate average with 63, the average is 60. So when you calculate average with 36, average will decrease. So you have to subtract certain number from this average. Now take the difference in reading. Here difference between false reading and true reading is equal to 27. So you should subtract, but before that you should equally distribute this 27 to this 18 people. That is 27 by 18. Here 9 goes 2 times in 18, 9 goes 3 times in 27. 3 by 2 is 1.5. So 60 minus 1.5 is equal to 58.5. So option D is your answer. Here, if true reading is greater than false reading, then you should add. When true reading is less than false reading, then you should subtract.
Average temperature for a week is noted as 32 degrees Celsius, but later it was realized that Friday's temperature reading was taken as 30 degrees Celsius instead of 16 degrees Celsius. What is the correct average temperature for the week? Here, average temperature for a week is calculated as 32 degrees. Week means 7 days. For 7 days, average temperature is calculated as 32 degrees Celsius. But there was a mistake in calculating this. That is, Friday's temperature reading was taken as 30 degree instead of 16 degree. That is, 30 degree is a false reading, 16 degree is the actual reading. So this 32 degree was calculated with the reading 30 degree. That is, this is a false reading. So we need to find out the actual reading, that is the true reading for the week. Week means 7 days. So for 7 days, with the actual reading is 16 degree instead of this 30 degree. So you can see with the 30 degree reading, the average temperature is 32 degree. Then with the 16 degree actual reading, average temperature will decrease. That is, how much decrease? Here 7 days are common. So we need to take the difference between 13 and 16. That is, difference in reading is 13 minus 16 is 14 here. But this 14 should be equally distributed to the 7 days. That is, this 14 should be equally distributed to the 7 days, which is equal to 32 minus 14 by 7. This will be the actual reading. That is, 7 goes 2 times in 14. 32 minus 2 is 30. So, actual average temperature for the week is equal to 30 degree. Option B is your answer. Sum of 11 consecutive numbers is 1320. What will be the sum of next set of 11 consecutive numbers? Here, if you know the concept, the answer is just sum plus, that is 1320 plus 11 square. But you should know the concept first. That is, if I take first 11 consecutive numbers as n plus 1, etc. 11th number is n plus 10 because 10 plus 1 is 11. Now, sum of 11 numbers is equal to 1320. Now, next set of 11 numbers will start at n plus 11 because first set end at n plus 10. The next set will start at n plus 11. Now, second number is n plus 12 and go on. Here, you can see difference between n and n plus 11 is 11. Same way, difference between n plus 1 and n plus 12 is 11. So, this will go on. Now, difference between n plus 10 and n plus 21 is also 11. Now, you can see sum will be equal to sum of first set of 11 numbers is 1320. Now, in the next set, 11 added 11 times. So, 11 into 11, that is 11 square. So, sum is equal to 1320 plus 11 square, which is equal to 1320 plus 11 square is 121, which is equal to 1441. So, option D is your answer. Now, you can do this question in different method as well. That is, take the average of
11 numbers, which is equal to sum 1320 divided by total numbers 11, which is equal to 120. Now average of 11 consecutive numbers is 120, means out of the 11 consecutive numbers, 120 is the middle number. Now 120 is the middle number in the first series, means 120 plus 11, 131 is the middle number or the second set of 11 numbers. Now average is 131, means sum is equal to 131 into average into total numbers 11, which is equal to 1441. So if I explain it more, that is, in the first series 120 is the middle number, that is 120 plus 5, 125 is the 11th number, and 120 minus 5, 115 is the first number. If first series end with 125, then next series start with 126. Now middle number of the second series will be 126 plus 5, 131. That's why I said 120 plus 11, 131 is the average of next set of 11 numbers. Now this series will end with 136. Next second series will end with 131 plus 5, 136. Now you can see here, this is 116, 117, 118, 119, 121, 122, 123, 124. And here it is 127, 128, 129, 130, 132, 133, 134, 135. Now the difference is 11. Difference is all 11. Now sum of the first series is 1320, means sum of the second series is 1320 plus 11 added 11 times. So 11 square, which is equal to 1441. The average of all odd numbers up to 100 is. Here odd numbers mean first number is 1, then 3, then 5, etc. Up to 100 means highest number here in the series is 99. Here this is an arithmetic progression because common difference between any two consecutive number is constant. Here it is 2. So average of an arithmetic progression is highest number here is 99 plus lowest number is 1 divided by 2. 100 by 2 is 50. So option C is your answer. Next is average of 9 consecutive numbers is n. If the next two numbers are also included, then new average will. Here it is mentioned that numbers are consecutive numbers, which means numbers are in AP. That is arithmetic progression. Now if I take 1, 2, 3 as an example, here there are 3 numbers. So middle number is the average. Now if I add next two numbers, that is next two consecutive numbers is 4 and 5. So here average of these 5 numbers is middle number 3. Now you can see average increases by 1 plus 1 if I add 2 numbers next to it. So option D is your answer. Now even if you add next two numbers, that is 6 and 7, the average will become middle of these 7 numbers, that is 4. Now you can see the average also increases by 1. If you add 8 and 9, average will become 5. And if you add 10 and 11, average will become 6. That is, in all these cases, average increases by plus 1. So option D is your answer. P, Q, R, S, T and U are 6 consecutive odd numbers and their average is 52. What is the product of P and U? Here 6 numbers means total 5 gaps are between this 6 numbers. Now average is 52 means write it in the middle. Now 5 gaps means after 52 there are 2.5 gaps. Same way before 52 there are 2.5 gaps. Now 2.5 gaps means 2.5 into 2. 5 numbers are after 52. So 52 plus 5, 57 is the number U, and same way here before 52 there are 5 numbers. Now 52 minus 5, 47 is the number P. Now we need product of P and U, that is 57 into 47. Now 7 sevens are 49. 35 plus 28 plus 4. 35 plus 30. 65 plus 2. 67. 5 into 4, 20 plus 6, 26. So option D is your answer. That is 47, 49, 51, 53, 55 and 57 are the series PQRST and U. ABCD are 4 consecutive even numbers respectively and their average is 65. What is the product of A and D? 4 numbers means there are total 3 gaps between this 4 numbers. Now average of 4 number is 65 means write it in the middle. Now total 3 gaps between 4 numbers means after 65 there are 1.5 gaps and before 65 there are 1.5 gaps. 1.5 gaps means 1.5 into 2, total 3 numbers are there after 65. That is 65 plus 3, 68 is the number D, and same way here 3 numbers are there before 65. So 65 minus 3, 62 is the number A. Now we need product of A and D. So 62 into 68 equals, here there is a shortcut because unit place sum is 10. 8 plus 2 is 10 and 10's place digit is equal. So multiply 8 and 2, that is 16. Now add 1 to 6, that is 6 plus 1, 7. So 7 into 6, 42. So this is your answer. So option C is your answer. Here ABCD is 62, 64, 66 and 68. Now I wrote 65 in the middle, average in the middle. Now you can see there are total 3 gaps between 4 numbers. Now 1.5 gaps after 65 and 1.5 gaps before 65. Now 66, 67, 68. 3 numbers after 65, 62, 63, 64. 3 numbers before 65. So this is the concept here. Average of 41 consecutive odd numbers is 49. What is the largest number? Here 41 numbers means there are total 41 minus 1. 40 gaps are present between this 41 numbers. Now average is 49 means middle number is 49. And 40 gaps means 20 gaps are after this number 49 and 20 gaps are before this number 49. Now 20 gaps means 20 into 2. 40 numbers are after this 49. So 49 plus 40, 89 is the largest number here. Because after 49, next consecutive odd number is 51. Between 51 and 49, 50 is there. So 1 gap means 2 numbers. 1 gap means 2 numbers. Which means 20 gap means 20 into 2, 40 numbers. So 49 plus 40, 89 is the largest of this. Now there are 20 gaps before 49. Middle number is 49. So 20 gaps before 49 means 40 numbers. 20 into 2, 40 numbers before 49. So 49 minus 40, 9 is the least number here. But here we need to find out largest number. So you don't need to do this. If you know the concept, you can find the answer in just 5 seconds. Here 89, option A is your right answer. The average weight of boys in a class of total strength 50 is 40 kg while average weight of girls is 35 kg. Find the number of girls in class if average weight of class is 38 kg. Here total number of students in a class is number of boys plus number of girls. And here boys average is given and girls average is given. Also class average, that is total number of student average is also given. Which means we can use alligation method here. So we need to find out the ratio of boys and girls here. Number of boys and girls here. Here average of boys is 40 kg. Right here. And average of girls is 35 kg. right here. Now average of the class, that is average of total number of students, that is average of class is 38, write it in the center. Now take the difference between 40 and 38, which is equal to 2. So write it in the bottom right corner. Now take the difference between 38 and 35, write it in the bottom left corner, that is 3. Now here boys and girls ratio is 3:2. That is here 3 plus 2 is 5 part. That is total number of students in a class is 50 here. That is 5 part is equal to 50, which means 1 part is equal to 10. If 1 part is 10, we need to find out number of girls. That is 2 part is the number of girls. 2 part is 2 into 10, 20. So option C is your answer.